Violas. Today we're going to be working on our 2 octave scales in the key of A major and F sharp minor. Those 2 keys are relative major and minor. They both have the key signature of 3 sharps, which are F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. And then of course in the minor scale we'll add a couple of additional sharps as we ascend the scale. So let's go ahead and get started with the A major scale. This scale starts out in first position with the low version of the scale, which you might have learned already, and then you are going to shift into 4th position for the upper octave of the scale. So we go ahead and start out with first finger on the G string, and you're welcome to go ahead and tune that with your open A. So first finger, and then we're going to use the 3/4 finger pattern, so high 3rd finger on the G string and on the D string, so that we can get the notes C sharp and G sharp. So we go A, B, C sharp. You can do open, D, G sharp here, and then you're going to shift from G sharp to first finger on A. So okay, so that's your one shift. You're now in 4th position, and in 4th position it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, with the half step again between the 3rd finger and the 4th finger. So 3/4 finger pattern in 4th position. Now remember, the fingers are closer together once you get up into 4th position. They're actually noticeably closer together than they are in 1st position. And then you're going to do the turnaround, which is G sharp, shift to high 3rd finger, so all together that's going to look like this. Let's go ahead and try that with a beat. We'll go 2 beats per note. 1, 2, 3, 4. So A major in 2 octaves is a little bit of a tricky scale, just because going from 1st position to 4th position is a pretty large shift. But it does allow you to play it with just one shift, and you are doing each octave in its own position, which is kind of nice, because then you can practice each octave individually without doing the shift if you want to. Let's go ahead now and move on to F sharp minor. Now this one, we have a fairly challenging finger pattern dilemma in the lower octave. It is in 1st position, but you're going to be using your high 4th finger. So we're using the finger pattern that does not have any half steps at all. So the high 3rd finger for F sharp, and then high 4th finger for G sharp. Then when you get over onto the G string, you will play A natural, the 3rd note of the scale, B, C sharp, D sharp. D sharp is one of those notes that is sharp only ascending and not descending. And then you also have an E sharp ascending. So you're going to move your finger up from its normal spot in 1st position to high 1st finger for E sharp. So your E natural becomes E sharp, and then you have a second finger for F sharp. From there, you're going from F sharp to G sharp, high 3rd finger. You can do open A, and then you'll go 1st finger, 2nd finger, and then do a shift to the D sharp. So the D sharp, E sharp, and F sharp at the top are going to be in 3rd position, and then you will go ahead and change that finger pattern to play E natural and D natural as you descend the scale. Coming down the scale, you also do not have the E sharp on the D string, nor do you have the D sharp. So you'll play E natural, regular position for first finger. Open D is okay, but you do still have the high fourth finger for the G sharp coming down. Let's go ahead and go over all that. Now this F sharp is kind of a tricky note to find and tune, so what you might consider doing is get an F sharp in your ear first by playing D, E, F sharp. That's a little bit of an easier F sharp to find. And then find that same note on the C string. From there, you're going to go high fourth finger. You really have to put your elbow under to reach this note. So, and then you go first finger. A natural is always good in F sharp minor. That is the third note, which is always lower than it would be in major. Then we go B, C sharp, D sharp, high fourth finger. That one's a little easier to hit than the other one. Then high first finger. So that is not where your tape would be if you've got a tape on first finger. It's half step higher, so where F natural would normally be. And then a half step to second finger for F sharp. And then high third finger. You can go open here. First finger. Second. Shift now to D sharp. E sharp is a whole step. And then half step for F sharp. Turn around as E sharp. Then make that a whole step to E natural, whole step to D natural, back to C sharp, B, high third finger here for G sharp, and then here you have normal first finger, not high first finger, so E natural, D, and then high third finger, so you don't have to do the high fourth finger because you just played open D. It's D natural going down, and then high third finger, and then first finger, and then here you do have to do the high fourth finger for the G sharp. Okay, so all together that's going to sound like this: F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, G, D sharp, E sharp, half step. Open there. Shift here. Open that finger pattern. Shift. Open here is okay. High four. And as you're doing the 3-4-3 there for the high third and high fourth finger, I would suggest that you go ahead and lift the first finger up. If you've got all the fingers on the string, it's going to be a little more tricky to reach that pinky. So if you just kind of lean into, get your elbow under, lean in and stretch that pinky with the first finger lifted up, it's a little bit easier to get the hang of that. But it's a challenging note to get. So don't be too frustrated if you have to work on that a bit. Let's go ahead and play F sharp major with a beat. We have 2 beats per note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so F sharp major is one of the trickier scales, but it's also, we're getting into the land of scales where if you can play that scale, you're gonna probably be able to play scales in any key. There really aren't any scales that get more challenging. There are some other scales that have a similar level of challenge, but once you get into the funky finger patterns of scales like F sharp major, you will find that the other keys are really pretty similar in terms of difficulty, and then you don't really start to add additional layers of challenge until you get into the 3-octave scales, which involve a lot more shifting to the upper register. So good luck and happy practicing.